Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're good. I have not bought any beauty products for 1 year. So, if you have been a follower for a while, if you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoy. On the 1st of January 2020, I decided to do a Project 10 pan. Now, if you don't know what a Project 10 pan is, it is essentially a no-buy where you have to choose 10 makeup or beauty products to finish up, and you have to finish those products before you're allowed or able to buy anything new. So that is what I did. I chose 10 products with the intention of buying absolutely nothing. No hair care, no skin care, no makeup, no kind of non-essential body cares. I did let myself buy deodorant a couple of times. Other than that, nothing. And it has now been over a year. Like nearly a year and 1 month, which is insane. So this video is going to be split into 2 parts. The first part, we are going to talk about the products, show you where I'm at with my 10 products. And then the second half is a little makeup tutorial of this look using my current 10 pan products and answering your questions. So I asked for questions on my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, definitely do that, because then you get to ask me questions for videos like this.
Aggressive Roskiller.
Oh, you're in the mirror. They can see you.
Can they?
Yeah. If you could keep it down. You're out of focus though.
You just go like.
I will do that if you're yelling, because you are a phone yeller. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye. So again, if you've not been watching these videos, I did Project 10 pan slightly differently to others. I had my original 10, which is the core 10 of the 10 pan. And every time I finished one product, I would replace it with another product, which would then add to my 10 pan. But when I finished the original 10, that is when it would end. So I always have 10 products that I am finishing and replacing, just so that I'm constantly using different things. And it would only end when I finished the 10 originals. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? No. Great. So of the original 10, I have 3 products left. It's gonna have taken me over a year to finish my Project 10 pan. I did think it would take me less than a year, but here we are. We've been amidst a global pandemic. I've not been getting dressed all that much, so of all the years, probably one of the trickiest ones. The 7 products that were in my original core 10 pan were the Chanel Vitalumia Aqua, finished. Completed it, mate. The NARS Radiance Primer, the Becca Lip Definer in Vacation, the NARS Super Radiance Booster, Benefit Hoola Bronzer, the Charlotte Tilbury The Retoucher Concealer, the NARS Pressed Powder in the shade Beach, and then the 3 which are yet to be completed from the original 10 are the Bobbi Brown Matte Bronzer in the shade Natural, the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation in the shade 3W, and the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. And then, like I said, every time I would finish one from the core 10, I would add a product. So the products that I have finished, which were additions to the 10 pan, are the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer, the YSL Fossil Mascara, a new one which you guys won't have seen me talk about yet. I finished the Nabla Concealer. It doesn't look empty, but I promise I've removed the stopper and I've scraped all the way in. That is all that's coming out. My most recent addition to my 10 pan, which means I actually am due to add a product to my 10 pan. So I've actually in total finished 10 products this year, but they weren't all from the core collection. So I will be continuing throughout this year with my current one, but these are my current 10 Project 10 pan items. We already know about these 3, the Bobbi Brown, the Charlotte Tilbury, and the Dior. My Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel, which is very, very nearly empty, which is great. Becca Opal Highlight, my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, the NARS Loaded palette, the MAC Studio Fix powder, which is basically empty. This will be done probably by my next update. And the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Seeing as I have used the concealer. The next addition to my Project 10 pan is going to be another concealer, and this is the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer, which is almost empty, so this will be a quick one, I think. So those are my current 10, and I'm very excited to be continuing this 10 pan until I have finished. I'll talk a little bit more about my plans for 2021 in a little bit, but I'm really proud of myself that I've not broken it. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna continue to be doing my updates in my monthly favorites videos. I really like that format. I think it works really well. I'm now gonna quickly show you this makeup look and answer the questions that you guys had about my Project 10 pan, and hopefully give you a little bit more information and a little bit more detail. On with the tutorial. Okay, I am gonna do my makeup as I answer some questions, and of course I'm gonna use the Project 10 pan product because I got to get another use out of them. I did do, obviously at the beginning I've done like a little overview of the whole thing, but now I'm going to go a little bit more into detail about things that you guys actually want to know, as well as showing you the products on my face. I am going to start with the primer, which is quite a recent addition to my Project 10 pan. This is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. I think I added this last month, so of course there is quite a lot in here, but I just take like 2.5 pumps. I use quite a lot. That is something that I do with my Project 10 pan products. I do use a lot of them when I use them, for obvious reasons. Becca Bumble _ asks, have you found that it makes you appreciate your makeup collection? Yes. I've always been very aware of how fortunate I am to have the sheer amount of makeup that I have. And I always say, like, when I did makeup videos, makeup hauls, makeup collections, makeup declutters, I'm always like, this is not a normal amount of makeup that one person needs. It's my job to talk about products. It's my job to review them. It's my job to try the new releases, etc. And I'd always say it, and I would always mean it. But since I have not been purchasing new makeup, and every single day it could feel like I'm going makeup shopping in my own collection, it has made me really appreciate that and really appreciate people who do Project 10 pan who don't have a collection like me. Like, I get really bored really easily, and I've never felt bored with my makeup collection because there is always new things to play with. There's unopened products in my makeup collection, and it's taught me, like, the fact that I was constantly buying new makeup. I just didn't need it. I have everything that I need in abundance and some, and yeah, it's really definitely made me appreciate my collection and how varied it is. So yes, it's definitely made me appreciate my collection more. Of course, the foundation that will never end, the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. Yeah, this is the ever-going foundation that I just truly don't ever think will empty. And something also about this foundation is it is quite a deep shade. So I have to be really fake tanned for it to match me, which means that when I'm not fake tanned, like today, I'm mixing it with another foundation, which means I'm using half the amount of product that I would if it was my shade right now, which means it's taking me twice as long to use up. It's pretty infuriating. What product was the hardest to use up? If you guys were keeping up with my Project 10 pan, you probably know the answer to this. The two hardest had to be my Hoola bronzer and my Chanel. My Chanel just lasted, I think I used this every day for like 7 months, which is insane. I've never been that consistent with a product. But my current ones that are gonna take me forever are my Bobbi Brown bronzer, because it's so dark and you don't have to use any product, as well as my Becca Opal, because it's so bright that you don't have to use a lot of product. Did I just get makeup in my hair? Nice. And probably this foundation, to be honest. But at least I actually really like this foundation. It's grown on me. Now, like I said, I've just finished my concealer from my Project 10 pan. So I've replaced it with a different concealer. This is my Benefit Boing Concealer. I absolutely love it. It is nearly run out, so I have given myself quite an easy one here. But to be honest, I've been doing this for a year, and I know that choosing quite empty products is good because it means that I finish more products, you know? Let's get another question. Georgia Taylor 789 asks, is there anything that you regret about doing your Project 10 pan? I don't regret doing it in any way. I am so happy that I did. But if I was to say one thing that I regret, it is choosing so many base products. I wish starting out I hadn't chosen multiple bronzers and multiple highlights, because they are very slow burners. Like, if it wasn't for them, this project would definitely have been done a long time ago, purely down to the fact that I shot myself in the foot by adding loads and loads of bronzers. There was 3 bronzers, now 4, including the Chanel cream bronzer, and 2 highlighters. It was so dumb. I've learnt a lot from it. I would definitely pick 1 item per category. Like, I would use a lip product, a mascara, a brow product, and then I could have a whole face and I could use each one every day, rather than using like, oh, today I feel like using this bronzer, today I feel like this bronzer. I would just use the same bronzer every day. It would just make it happen so much quicker. So I've definitely learned from my mistake there. Yeah, other than that, no regrets. Really pleased that I did it. Of all the years to do it, I chose probably the hardest year because I haven't been wearing makeup most days. How exactly did you intend me to predict a global pandemic, I guess? But also, on the flip side, if there was a global pandemic and I hadn't done Project 10 Pan, I'd still probably be buying loads of makeup. And then I really would have been wasting it, because where would I be wearing it? So I guess maybe in that sense it was a good year. Time to cream bronze with this sad state of affairs. This is my Chanel Soleil de Chanel. It is an absolute mess. Actually not too hard to use up. I feel like this has gone down quite quickly. Alright, setting under my eyeballs. So the next question is a big one, and that is, am I doing Project 10 Pan this year? The answer is yes. I obviously still have 3 of the original products left that I haven't finished yet. So I'm of course going to continue the one I've got going now until I finish those 3 products. Before I start talking about this year, that is some serious damage I've done on this palette. I'm just going to do a very soft neutral eye. Yes, am I doing Project 10 Pan this year? Of course, my most asked question. I'm going to do a similar thing, but whenever I finish one product, I'm allowed to buy 1 product. So it's kind of like a 1 in, 1 out situation, which I actually think you guys will find quite interesting, because of all of the launches, of all of the products that have come out, what is the one thing that I want to spend my money on? I think that would be quite interesting. And I'm going to continue to do it in my monthly favorites video. So by the time it gets to my favorites, I will have purchased the product if I've got an empty. But if it comes to the end of the month and I have an empty and I don't feel like I need anything or want anything, I won't buy something. I'm not gonna like purposefully buy something just because I want to talk about it, because that kind of goes against the whole point of Project 10 Pan. So if I feel like I really want something, or product that I've run out of, that I'm absolutely desperate to have back in my life, then that's the product I'll buy. Or if there's like a new release, or if there's something that you guys are just going crazy over for me to review, then that's what I'll do. Yeah, at this point, I've got a whole other year probably of Project 10 Pan ahead of me, because honestly, like, I've missed makeup to a point, but like I said, I've become so much more grateful for my current collection that I don't feel like I need to add to it. In fact, I'm currently decluttering it pretty dramatically. Quite often I'm trying to really cut back on what I have. For those of you who really love the Project 10 Pan content, it's coming. I want to do it better. Like, I've learned a lot from the past year of doing it. Like I said, choose products that I'm going to use every day, but also I want to take progress shots of each product every month, so that you can see every month, like, a side-by-side comparison when I started it to the end, because I think that'd be a little bit more interesting rather than me just showing it and being like, oh, I've used a bit. I want you to actually be able to see the progress, and quite a few people have asked for that, so I definitely want to do that as well. Hayley Simpson _ do you think that you would have done better / worse without the pandemic? I kind of touched on that. It was a very interesting year to try and use up products in a year where I've looked like a slug every single day. In a way, it was quite good because it did make me get ready more often than I probably would have done if I wasn't doing it. I think I probably only would have worn makeup if I was filming a video otherwise, whereas if that was the case, I would never have used up any products this year. So in that sense, I think it's good because it forced me to wear makeup and play with my makeup and just kind of get ready in a year where no one needed to get ready. The pandemic didn't help my Project 10 pan, but I think that the Project 10 pan helped my pandemic. It helped me get ready and it helped me put effort in on days where I definitely wouldn't otherwise. Lots and lots and lots of people are asking me what is like one product that I would really like to have bought during Project 10 pan. To be completely honest, I was genuinely shocked by how few times I was really tempted. I thought I was going to be such a fiend for it and be really like itchy to buy product, but to be completely honest, there was barely any time. Yeah, it was more skincare than makeup, to be honest, because lockdown this year, my skin has probably been one of the worst it's ever been, and there's been a few products that I've seen recommended for certain like skin complaints that I really wanted to try, and I wasn't able to. My Mario Badescu drying lotion ran out like in January, so I've not had that all year, and that's a go-to for when I get a spot and I couldn't use it. So yeah, of course, like there have been times where I've just been like, I just really want this new moisturizer or this new toner or this new whatever. This, like, I ran out of retinol, so I've not used retinol really all year, which was one of my favorite things to use. I think my skin has definitely kind of struggled a little bit from it, but makeup wise, I really wanted to try Vive. So luckily when Vive came out, it was quite near my birthday, and my sister kindly got me the Vive palette and Tim got me the lipstick. So I still got to review that for you because I really wanted to talk about that on my channel. And then there's been the odd kind of repurchase of things that have run out. But all in all, honestly, I've been genuinely surprised at how well I've coped with not being allowed to buy makeup as a genuine shopping addict, or former makeup shopping addict, I would say. Which leads us quite nicely onto another very asked question, which is, has it changed your spending habits? Absolutely, of course it changed my spending habits. I didn't spend any money on makeup. Loads of people were asking me like, how much do you reckon you've saved? Mate, I have absolutely no idea. And I don't want to go back to previous years and look at how much I spent on makeup because I think it would give me a heart attack. I've definitely saved a lot of money this year. It's definitely changed my mindset towards buying makeup. I think in the future, I'm just gonna buy what I need, or at least what I'm really excited about. I think it's gonna be more of a treat now when I buy makeup, whereas before it was habitual. Like something would come out and I would naturally just be like, oh, well, of course I'm gonna buy it. No thought whatsoever, just, yeah, of course. And I'll buy it and then I'll use it for like a video and then probably never use it again. And it's so wasteful. So yes, it has changed my mindset hugely towards buying makeup. And I also think it's kind of leaked into my spending habits elsewhere as well. I still shop more probably than the average person, but the amount I have cut back this year is pretty great. And I was looking, when I was going back in my videos to look at my monthly favorites to like see what products I've used, etc. throughout the year, I was so like happy with how few hauls there were. There were just like, I think in the whole year I've done like maximum 4 whereas I used to do one like every other week. Katie Mills asked, are you sick of using any products yet? Yes. I'm kind of sick of this. I'm kind of sick of probably all of them, to be honest. It's been a long time, and though a lot of them are still some favorites, I'm kind of sick of feeling like I have to use them every day. Like, it would be nice to feel like, oh yeah, I feel like using this product today, so I'm gonna use it, rather than like, oh, if I don't use it, that's another day that I haven't used it, one step closer to failing Project 10 Pan. Like, I do feel kind of obligated to use these products, and they are excellent products, they're great products, but sometimes I just want to use something. Sorry, I'm using a concealer brush with my inner corner highlight because I feel like it makes it stick and like really intense. But I realise it looks very, very gross. It's just the brush I use to carve out my brows. To answer your question, yes, I'm sick of a lot of products. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit here and try and tell you that every day I'm excited to use the same 10 products on my face, because that is a lie. That is a lie. The one product though I'll never get bored of using is Hoola Bronzer. The second I used up the Hoola Bronzer, I opened this one. I'm making my merry way through it. Like, it's just a product that will never not be a go-to product every day for me. It's the best nose contour for my skin tone. It's just the easiest thing in the world. Some days it's a little bit crooked, but that's just my fault. I just give myself a broken looking nose, but whatever. I'm gonna say this is probably the next product to go in this challenge. Look at this. Nuts. It's got to the point where I have to like squeeze my brush and go around the edge, which is always a good sign that you're at the end. Blend in that contour. Another thing I'm kind of sick of using is this powder, because before I started using this, I wasn't a massive powder user. I don't use a powder usually all over my face, let alone a foundation powder, which is what this is. Kelly D. Covington. Do you feel accomplished using products that would have otherwise just been sitting there? Massively. That is definitely the highlight of this challenge. Sure, saving money on makeup is great, but for me, the feeling of accomplishment, I think if you watch my favorites and if you've been with me for a while, you see how excited I get when I finish a product, and it's not really because I'm excited to buy a new product. It's because I finished one and that it's no longer just sat in my drawer taking up space, and I got the use out of it. As I continue, I'm going to use another Project 10 Pan, my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. Another one that just never seems to disappear. But yeah, it feels so good to finish it and kind of give it the love it deserves. Like, I love makeup, and it makes me sad that I have all of these products sat in my drawers that just aren't getting the love that they deserve, that I know if someone else owned them, who had a smaller makeup collection than me, they would love and they would use. And I have so many, like my Charlotte Tilbury, like what I'm using right now, like so many luxury products that I know so many people would absolutely love to own, and I have them, and I just have them sat in a drawer, and I just think it's such a shame. That's something I've really come to terms with this year. As a makeup lover, I should want to use these products. So yeah, it's very, very satisfying indeed using up something that otherwise would have been sat there. Like that feeling of accomplishment, it's great. Quite a few people are asking me, like, if I wasn't on brands' PR lists, do I think it would have been anywhere near as easy? Oh my god. I'm now gonna contour a little bit darker with my Bobbi Brown bronzer in the shade Natural, which is another kind of infinite product. Will never ever go down. I still get sent makeup half as much as I used to be honest. I barely get sent any makeup these days. I do still get every once in a while that kind of buzz of a new product and the excitement to try something new. It's kind of satiated in that response in that respect. Absolutely, I know that my Project 10 pan is probably like the softest Project 10 pan ever, because I am technically still receiving products. So if I wasn't receiving products, I think it would have been significantly harder, definitely. There's absolutely no way I can deny that, you know? And I feel very, very lucky to have products sent to me and to be in a position that I'm in, to be able to say, like, I will never run out of anything. I have never in my life been in a position where I'm like, oh my God, I don't have any mascara and have to run out and buy one. And I'm so lucky to have that, which means Project 10 pan was, of course, a very, very tame one. It was more just about changing my spending habits and my shopping habits. The influx of products from brands is part of the job, whereas this is like my personal spending habits, my personal shopping habits have changed completely, because regardless of how much I got sent, I was still buying so much makeup, so many products, and I don't do that anymore. Emily Lamb, I'm sorry. Did you finish 10 products even if they weren't the original 10? And funnily enough, yes. I actually finished bang on 10 products. I'm using my Hourglass blushes again. Just don't seem to want to disappear, do they? But I finished these two, which is quite a big win, I'd say, this year. If I counted all of the products that I have finished, plus the ones that I like added into the 10 pan, which I then finished, it is a total of 10. So I got through 10 makeup products this year. When I do finish my 10 pan, I'm gonna do a huge empties video. I have a massive box full of empty products from this year. This box is full, it's completely full to the brim. So when I've finished, I'm gonna show you guys everything. Like, there's toothpaste, deodorant, hairspray, like every beauty product is all in there, and I'm excited for you to see that. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This spray is so intense, it just makes your face wet, and it has a tendency to kind of ruin my eyeshadow, I'm not gonna lie, so you have to kind of keep your eyes shut because it starts to crease. Time to highlight my face. Charlotte Tilbury as my highlighter, or am I? Or maybe I'll use Becca. Let's go for Becca today. Let's do both. Let's just do both. Becca Opal was a big challenge this year because it's so intense. Like, I barely touched it and look how much product. Like, it's definitely great value for money. Like, that's one thing I've definitely learned, is there are a lot of products that are great value because they last a very long time. A little bit of Charlotte Tilbury just on the high points as well. I'm actually going to spray one more time just to set those powders in. Mascara, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk mascara. This was actually my second choice for the replacement of the concealer, the Nabla concealer. Nearly added this to my current 10, but I'm not gonna lie, I think by the time I do my January favorites, the Benefit concealer will probably be empty, or the MAC powder. So this will be the next one because this is nearly dry as well. So the next question, did you feel pressure to put makeup on every day to try and use up a product? Absolutely. Like, there were days where I just did my makeup purely because I felt like I had to, because I needed to use up my products. But I often find myself being more productive. Sorry, there's a White House opposite me, and when the sun shines on it, it's like a giant reflector, which looks beautiful, but it's really inconsistent. So the lighting goes in and out. There were days where I was like, oh, I can't be arsed, but I would do it and then feel so good, because I feel more productive when I have makeup on and when I get like properly ready for the day. Yes and no. So I resented it before, but then by the time my makeup was on, I just felt like productive and ready for the day, you know? And also, I find doing my makeup in the morning very therapeutic. I'll never not love doing my makeup. I absolutely adore it. Some days you can't be bothered, especially during a pandemic. Gonna do a little soft smoke on the lower lash line. Phoebe.e.m. Have you ever nearly slipped up in the drugstore and bought something? Yes, and it was actually on camera when I did it. I was in a shop and I was in Boots and I was just walking down the aisle and I saw something in the makeup section and I just picked it up just out of habit. I was like, oh, that looks interesting. I want to try that. And I think this must have been in like February, so it was still very much ingrained in me to buy makeup. I was vlogging and I had to stop myself and be like, wait, no, I can't do that. And I think that's the only time, because I learned from that one time, I was like, I need to not do that. So now I just don't go down the makeup aisle. I honestly, like, when I go shopping, I don't go into makeup shops, I don't go into beauty shops, and if I'm in the supermarket, I don't go down the makeup aisle. I just don't go near it because I know I can't buy it. I am gonna line my lips with the KVD Vegan Beauty lip liner in the shade Outlaw. Let me do this before I try and talk. Oh, such an amazing liner. It's so creamy. The Revlon Super Lustrous Matte in the shade 005 Heartbreaker. And just blend it in with that lip liner. There's my Project 10 pan face. One thing that I really have liked about Project 10 pan is it makes me play more with my lips because I don't have a lipstick in my 10 pan. And so because my eye makeup has been the same every day, it's meant that I've wanted to switch out my lip color. So I've got much more use out of my lipsticks this year. So there we go, everyone. Those are your most frequently asked questions regarding Project 10 pan. And yes, I will be doing a Project 10 pan 2.0 this year. I'm very, very much looking forward to it. I didn't ever think that I'd want to do it again. Like, I'm genuinely surprised at how much I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the challenge. There's the odd product like my By Terry CC serum that I use so sparingly because I'm really scared it's gonna run out. But who knows, that could be the one thing I buy when I use up a product. 3 more original 10 to get through, and then we start the next one. So thank you so much for coming along with me this year, following my no-buy journey in the beauty world, and I'm really excited to see how this year goes. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did a Project 10 pan, because I know that a lot of you did, let me know down below if you finished it within the year, or how many products do you have left? I'd love to know. If you're new, please make sure to subscribe if you want to follow my no-buy makeup journey. It's a really fun little like monthly update, and you guys help keep me accountable with it, and it's super fun. So definitely subscribe if you'd like to see more from me. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and if you're gonna do a 2021 Project 10 pan, let me know down below. I would love to know. And yeah, I'll see you guys on Sunday for the weekly vlog. Bye!